game show brought to you by Loose Moose Theater, in which I, your host, Dave Ware, will be the Marco to the Polo of these 6 improvisers. Tonight, we have a very special match. We have 3 members of the Bay Area Theater Sports Group, BATS, joining us all the way from San Francisco in the United States. On that team, we have Paul, we have Rebecca, and we have William. And they'll be taking on the Moose team from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We have Dennis. We have Brunt.
Oh, sorry, I've just changed it.
I'm sorry. We have Squish, and we have Michael. So how is everybody doing today?
Oh,
great, Dave. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Hey, we're so glad to have you guys here. Bay Area was one of the first big groups in the United States to take up the theater sports mantle, I guess you'd call it. And Loose Moose and Bay Area have had a very long-standing relationship. We're their girlfriend from Canada, if you will.
And nobody believes it.
we got your jewelry. So their girlfriend from Canada?
Well, in
Wow.
the States, when you go to summer camp, you just tell people that you have a girlfriend, but she lives in Canada, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Her name is Moose.
Is that what you did, Dave?
Yeah, I said, but she's in Canada, and they were like, so are we, and so it didn't work. They figured it out right away. Okay, so what's going to happen tonight is I'm going to run the improvisers through the paces. We've got 3 different games that we're going to challenge them with. We'll be giving them some points, and we'll see who comes out on top. This is the second match that we have had between the 2 countries. The Bay Area won the first, so let's see if Moose can tie things up, or whether it will be a doubleheader with both games going to the away team, I guess we can call it. Okay, so we're going to start tonight with our hypothetical round. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to read a hypothetical statement. Both teams will have 2 minutes to answer. They're going to kind of banter back and forth and try to come up with the most creative and interesting answer. I'm going to score their answer between 0 and 5 based on how much I enjoy it, whether I think it's funny, whether I think it's well thought through. And that's how it goes. You'll get the hang of it as we go. So we'll start with our guests tonight. So Barry, you're up first. You'll have 2 minutes to figure out an answer. I'm just getting my clock ready. And the hypothetical statement is this. You end up in Shakespearean times. What changes or impacts do you make?
Wow. Okay, there we are in Shakespearean times. What impacts do we make? Okay.
I think right away we want to put women in slacks because we like the look of their bottoms, and because then they can move around more easily, and they're less likely to drown in the Thames.
Right.
If they fall in.
That's a good. Could I say that?
Pants.
Pants. That's good. Could I say we get Wi-Fi for everybody? Is that too much? It would be nice. It would be nice.
True. Yeah.
Really good.
Okay.
But let's say we've got more time and we could do some other impact.
I think one thing that would be a pretty great impact would be informing people that it is about things like viruses and bacteria, so that when people get sick, they don't drink that water or they don't go into crowds.
What do you mean?
So well know about not going to crowds when you have the plague.
Witch.
Sorry?
They'll call you a witch.
Oh, well, you guys will have my back, and I'll be wearing pants so I can run.
All right. Okay.
You don't have to call them viruses or bacteria. We could call them evil spirits, but we'll just let them know they can avoid them by not drinking that water.
Oh, yeah. And maybe getting rid of like garbage in the house so the rats don't come around to bring the fleas
and
with the
that
plague.
whole poo running down the middle of the street problem.
Fair enough.
We could start working on underground plumbing.
I would ask them to take out a lot of the ye's and they's and thys and those.
What? But they're so fun.
Well,
Just
it'll
messes up
make
the
it
language.
easier. Yeah.
The flow easier, just to make it easier.
Oh man.
Okay, guys, I'm giving you 4 points for your answer, but
Oh.
That is very
Let me
generous,
think it-
Canada.
it just had me thinking, like, can you imagine if you went back there, you'd be like, oh, you should wash your hands. Oh, you really shouldn't be drinking. Like, they would just hate you, right?
Oh yeah.
You'd be the biggest
Yeah,
buzzkill.
our freedom is being challenged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people react like that when you tell them about germs. Yeah, they do.
I'm
Yeah.
glad things have changed, right? Because no one would do that now.
I honestly, I'm astonished to find out that so much depends on slacks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to get anything done in a full-length dress and a corset?
Only a few times. Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm going to do you one better there. I'm not only going to put the women in pants, I'm going to put them on stage. Oh, wait, let's even go further. I'm going to have them play the men's parts as well.
Hang on.
I'm gonna one up
We're
this.
getting
Hold
ahead
on.
of ourselves here.
Oh, sorry.
Loose Moose, same question. 2 minutes ago.
And go.
I'm going to put the women on stage, and they're going to get the men's parts as well.
Yeah.
And
Pockets.
finally answer that question, who really was Shakespeare? Huh?
Oh yeah. 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 That's great.
We need to give them pockets and pants
Yeah.
as well.
I'm going to start a bank account.
Mhm.
And just that's all I'm gonna do. That's all. I'm just gonna try to start a bank account and see if I can find some bank that survives the entire time, so that I can keep making interest on that. And then,
When
I'm going to.
when did Copernicus get it all into heliocentrism? Was that around the same time? Was that after Shakespeare?
it was
Or
Thursday,
before?
I think. This last Thursday.
We're
Oh,
off
wow.
topic here, guys. Let's
Yeah.
try to focus. Let's focus back on this.
Shakespeare times. What are we going to change?
Shakespeare time. So I would find out who the Shakespeare guy really is, and then
Yeah.
I would encourage him maybe to write some plays
Mhm.
that the common people understand.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, and appreciate, like some action thriller stuff, or
Mhm.
something.
Okay,
with,
what if-
you know?
Yeah. What if we hit up, like, Shakespeare says no, but we go back, we find like Christopher Marlowe or whatever, and we sit him down and we say, okay, here's what you need: a coffee shop with 6 friends, and they and they are all like,
Marlowe would
Yeah,
go
but it-
for that.
Yeah, he
Shakespeare
would.
would poo-poo it, but Marlowe would go for it. He was
no,
such-
Or
Yeah.
Marlowe, a play about nothing.
it gets a yeah. Oh, that'd be good too. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. I
And
think
and you do a new episode every week, and it's only
Yes.
30 minutes.
yeah, and it's,
So you-
it's
2 minutes.
Less
Only 2
time to
minutes.
hang around and pick up the plague.
unless it's a very special episode, and then there's some serious issues that they need to address.
Nice.
For example, germs.
right.
And pants.
And what would you call it? This show?
I would call it ye old Full House. I think.
Yes, Ye Old Full House.
Or verily, pals. Just
Okay, so that's
Curly
5
felt.
points to the Moose team.
Sorry, how
pursuit
many?
of.
How did they
Let's pull it
score?
5 points.
Oh, I
Pull it out
don't
there
blame
at the
you.
end.
Yeah.
I don't knowest who thou art. I am a man with a special set of skills. I will findst thou, and I will kill thou.
Yada eth, yada eth, yada eth.
Oh God,
Ah.
Shakespearean Seinfeld. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna stay with the Moose team so that the Bay Area has time to think about the second one. Just to, we like give both teams the same advantage. The second hypothetical question will be this: you remake one famous movie from history, but with a cast of animals.
Oh God.
Which movie and how do you cast it?
Oh wow.
Ooh,
Wow,
wow.
animals, hey?
12 Angry Men.
I would-
12 angry
I
men.
would do the whole Rocky series with fighting bears.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be
You know?
great. Because you could
Yeah.
have different kinds of bears.
Yeah, because I could have a polar bear against a panda.
And
I'd go for that. I'd watch that.
Rocky's trainer could be like this curmudgeon badger.
Ooh, like it. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, are you guys just discussing Wind in the Willows at this point?
Perhaps we are. And yet,
Was that Mick Rooney? Is that right?
don't know. Do I look that old?
Man, I mean, it's so many.
And
I
Dolph
would
Lundgren?
actually cast the Marx Brothers film Animal Crackers with actual animal crackers.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
I'd
Final
do that.
answer. Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
That's what
Yeah.
you're going with that?
Oh God, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
just a suggestion. This is a team and we're socialists, so let's get together and agree on something.
It's just
If we-
that Rob said final answer, so I was taking that verbatim. Is
sorry.
that-
Yes. I mean,
Sure.
Okay, we're going with that. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to give you 4 points for that.
What?
Rob, I believe at the beginning you meant 12 Angry Hens, did you not?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
So,
Nicely done.
Guys, what can we do with West Side Story? Oh, have we started, Dave?
yes, you may go ahead. Yes.
Okay. West Side
Well-
Story?
Obviously, the Puerto Ricans are really sharks.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And maybe the Americans are they can't be jets because those aren't animals. They could be cheetahs.
Mhm.
They're fast.
Yeah, cheetahs all right. Yeah, cheetahs are good.
Is there an American animal that's known for being American? I guess the eagle, maybe, or
A turkey.
Turkey.
Sharks.
The
Turkey
turkey.
versus the sharks.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may not know in Canada, but turkey was all Benjamin Franklin wanted turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey to be
Yeah,
National
they
bird.
totally did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay, so we've got sharks versus turkeys.
Yeah,
And this really, really pretty girl shark meets this turkey at a dance, and they fall madly in love.
Oh,
yeah.
I could pretty well tell you who's going to win that fight.
It's a classic.
It's the
classic story of
turkey.
the ages.
yeah.
they all have pockets.
Mean
because of
birds.
a weird time thing that happened earlier.
The dancing is gonna be
Oh.
amazing,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
when
the
those
mambo,
sharks,
certainly.
when those beautiful sharks, the female sharks do the dance.
Yep.
It's it's
Yeah.
They
la la
can't
la
stop
la la
moving.
America. It's beautiful.
Right.
I want to be on the coral reef. I want to be on the coral reef.
Fantastic. You've got that one animal is a land animal, the other one is a water animal. There's that same. It really just plays into it. Really.
They're both out of
Neither
place
can
in
snap.
the air.
But the only problem I can see is that neither animal has opposable thumbs, so they can't.
Yeah, they can't.
Oh,
Not a
wait,
problem.
Maybe we
that's
have a
That's off.
woodpecker just for the sound effects.
Well, the sharks will just slap their sides.
Have you guys never seen Sharknado? You know, anything is possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
True.
Anything's possible.
True.
Wait, Dargie, did you say the sharks could just slap their sides? Is that
Yeah.
is that how the shark fins work? Can they do that?
Yeah. They're big
certainly
belly, really.
the
Or they could just chomp their big jaws.
yeah.
The fact that you're trying to figure this out is like brilliant.
And the turkeys could like flap their dewlap
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Fantastic. All right.
Of course they fall in love. Of course it's a doomed love. Oh, just even talking about
It's
it.
Shakespearean, really.
And that last song is so sad.
Yeah. And
So-
then maybe yeah.
Somewhere.
Go,
So-
Paul.
Does the turkey drown or does the shark like end up on land?
It evolves.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, they both die. So
Both points, yeah,
Yeah.
they both die, so maybe they switch. They go looking for each other, and neither of them can live in the other's environment.
See, it
That's
writes itself.
not the message of that story, by the way.
somewhere a place for us. All right.
So that was 5 points.
That's our
to
answer,
Matthew.
Dave.
We are tied right now. 9-9 is our current
Ooh,
score
exciting.
after the hypothetical round.
Wow.
And we are now moving in to a section we call Truths and Lies.
Sorry, can we just backtrack? Should it be called Wet Side Story?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Good.
They
Did
should
you
get
say
extra points
wet,
for that.
sad story?
Oh, better.
Oh.
Then
Everybody
we-
gets 10 more points.
I think Squish and I get a bonus point for that one. Let's go watch Wet Sad Story.
Dave, you were just about to start a new segment.
I was. This segment, I'm just going to restart it again. I don't know how this gets edited, but either way.
Good luck, Kristen.
And what's going to happen here is I'm going to read out a statement that one of the players has given me. The other team will then have 2 minutes to ask that person questions to determine whether they are telling the truth or whether they are lying. So tonight we are going to start with the Moose team. So this is a statement from Rob or Squish or Brunt. And the statement is, I was once in a home invasion robbery. Bay Area, you have 2 minutes to determine.
What place did you rob?
Great question. I was the victim of a home invasion robbery.
Oh,
Yes.
What time was it?
What time was it?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it was in the mid-morning. My suspicion is that they weren't anticipating that anybody would be home, and then when they found out that I was, it all fell weirdly apart.
And Bats, just so you know, this is a Canadian home invasion. So really all that happened was someone came in without saying hello is all that is.
Yeah,
His
it's
butter.
right. It's a gentle, yeah. Rebecca.
How many invaders?
So we believe it was between 3 and 4. That's the weird part, is because I was so not expecting a robbery that I continued my morning routine, assuming that it was my Loose Moose Theater roommates having a fight club again instead of going to work, which happened on a very frequent basis. Yeah.
So you were involved in a home invasion robbery, and
Yeah.
you barely knew it happened.
Yeah, I barely knew it happened because I just assumed it was my idiot roommates just being as noisy and violent as they typically were. So I got up in the morning. I was just like, it's cold down here. And then it was like a bunch of banging going on, and some of the ladies had this tickle fight thing going on that was part of Fight Club. And anyway, I had decided to skip class that day, and so I was having a nice sleep in, and a noise erupted upstairs, and I was just like, hey, keep it down. And I put some music on in order to indicate that there were still people around who were trying to chill out. But then noise continued, and it got faster paced, and I was just like, well, forget this. I'm going to go have a shower in the other part of the basement. In I went. I was like, it's really cold down here. And then by the time I figured out why it was so cold, it was because the front door had been kicked all the way off its hinges. And then I was just like, TV's gone, but I don't know if that's because somebody was too cheap to get their own TV and they needed to borrow ours, which also would have happened in that house. It was like the party house. I should never have lived there. It's not my lifestyle.
Rob, sorry, was this Fun House number 1?
Yeah, this is Funhouse 2. Funhouse 2.
Oh, Fun House 2. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
these invaders, when they came in, did they take you back up to their ship and perform medical operations?
Yes, as a matter of fact, they did. And everything tastes like aluminum to me now, all the time.
Do you still exchange Christmas cards with the?
Of course we do. I mean, this is Canada, right? Yeah.
So clearly it was psychologically disturbing to you. How tough was it to realize that you had been invaded?
So actually, the funniest part of it was the police came in because they realized that I had been home and that this could have been traumatizing if I weren't such a dummy or if my roommates weren't so messy that it was hard to tell that we'd been broken into. So they passed me a card, like a victim's assistance card, and they were like, "Do you want this?" Thank you. And they were like, "Okay." And then they left, like beleaguered by the fact that we couldn't really tell what was missing because it was such like a bomb had gone off, and I had been so stupidly just being like, "Shut up there! I'm trying to get a nap in, you people." So
they caught the group. They caught the people, right?
They did eventually, yes. They were within a circle of people who had come to some party at the house or whatever.
What kind of television was it?
Ah,
Well, on the nice side, it was a Sony Triniton, but I would have taken at least 3 people to get that thing out of there. Because if you know anything about Trinitron,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
pretty cool honking transformer in that sucker.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I've got a decision. How about you?
We need an answer. Yep.
It's T for true.
well,
What do you guys think?
I really wanted more psychological trauma. And I don't know if I can believe that the police didn't apologize for the awkward moment of handing the card over.
Sorry.
But I do think it's true.
I'm gonna say it's F for true.
Oh.
Oh.
So unanimously, Bats thinks that this story is true. So, Rob, is this true or are you telling a lie?
This story is totally true. Yep.
Wow. Funhouse, that could definitely have happened for sure.
But I had to call all my roommates and be like, I think we got broke into, and they were like, well, what's missing? And I was like, I don't know.
All right. Our next statement comes from the Bats team. This is from Rebecca, and the statement is, I taught Bobby McFerrin how to juggle.
Oh.
True.
2 minutes.
True.
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 Yep. True.
Yeah, let's just go. It's true.
True.
Yep.
That's it. No questions.
I'm just looking at Rebecca and going, yeah,
100%.
100% true.
I
It
guess
was the summer of love.
let's flesh out the circumstances.
No, you don't need to ask questions if you don't want to.
No,
How did you end up in the same place as Bobby McFerrin?
I used to coordinate a movie studio in San Francisco called Colossal Pictures, and the bread and butter that Colossal Pictures generated came from commercials. And he was doing a ocean spray commercial when they were mixing a lot of different fruits together. And it was Blendo. It was some animation and some Bobby doing real stuff. And it was very tropical, islandy. And they went, "Can you juggle?" And he said, "No." So they walked around the studio, going to people's offices, going, "Anybody here know how to juggle?" And I said, "I know how to juggle." And I had taught a whole lot of people how to juggle at one point in my life, because that's how you make money when you're a trained actor and you're trying to make money, is you teach other people the skills you learned in acting school.
Yep.
And it was the summer of love. So
It was later than that. So, but I spent an hour working with Bobby, and then they took him away because they had to shoot his next part, and he ended up just throwing the fruits up in the air and not catching them again because it was such a short take.
I was gonna say,
and he couldn't catch them.
Unless he was a really quick study.
No, yeah. I mean, it was
juggle.
when you first start learning, it's a
It's
a crapshoot. You're not always sure.
What kind of student was he?
Oh, he was attentive, and he was also, and I mean, my gosh, he is as sweet as he seems when you watch him on, in interviews. He's just a very big-hearted man, and he was that way. He was lovely. So yeah, it is true.
All right. And guys, every summer is the summer of love if you try hard enough.
That is true.
Moose team, it's time for you guys to vote.
True.
It's still true.
Yeah, it's still true. It's
All right,
absolutely true. I will be so disappointed if it's false.
I even remember that commercial. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Okay, Rebecca, was that story true or were you telling a lie?
Wait, what just happened?
We couldn't hear you.
She muted herself.
I did a joke. It's true.
Oh, guess you mimed it. Another skill.
Fantastic.
That was the same studio that had the porn plane on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
William
well,
got some stuff there. I remember seeing you there as an actor.
They had a half of a DC-10 that they shot porn on.
And they did it for
The Mile High Club.
Dave, I'm going to request we put a pin in this and come back to it.
There's so many questions.
So many.
So many.
All right. Okay, so the next statement's going to come from the Moose team. This is Dennis's statement.
Mm-hmm.
The statement is, I have an extensive collection of wooden shoes.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Are they human wooden shoes?
Uh, well, okay. To be clear, if you're saying like some of them, yes, could be worn by humans. Some of them are more just sort of decorative and wouldn't be worn. Some of them are very tiny, so unless you had very tiny feet, they wouldn't be human, right?
Is this a real collection, or is it just something you did for a while? Just
No, I have a collection. I actually, I have like a whole sort of shelving unit with multiple wooden shoes of various different kinds. Yep.
Are any of them Delft pottery? You know, that
Yes.
white glue?
Yes. Little tiny. I have little tiny ones that are Delft pottery. Like they're just because we were in Delft. Deborah and I were in Delft once, and going through the different. And I saw these, and I went, "Oh, I gotta have those for the collection." And of course, Deborah said, "Really?" Because she doesn't approve of my.
So let me.
wooden shoe
I
collection.
have a clarifying question then. Did you have the collection before you and Deb started dating or got married?
No, I didn't. I started it after. Yeah.
Wonder how she feels about that answer. Tell me about your the prized shoes that you collected.
Oh, yeah.
You mean my favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my favorite actually are not shoes that I collected, but shoes that my son got when he won like a speaking debate tournament in the Netherlands and was rewarded with little tiny wooden shoes with little artificial flowers growing out of them.
Where do you have them?
I have them. There's like a couple of shelves
Do you trade with
in a
other
room downstairs, and have them sort of laid out on the.
What is
on the shelf.
downstairs? Downstairs in the Canadian basement, or
Yes, in the basement. Yes, that's right, the basement, the Canadian basement, which is just
have
slightly
one.
above ground because we don't go that deep.
It's like Canadian bacon versus regular bacon.
Yeah,
Do they call it
Canadian
the back
basement is-
basement? Yeah.
Yeah, the back basement. It's thicker.
yeah.
Better.
do you trade with other collectors?
No, it's not that. No, I don't. That's no. It's just for me. It's just like a thing that I started when I was younger, and it kind of got carried away with it, and it's slightly embarrassing, but you know.
Do you have a pair that you have actually worn?
I tried wearing a pair, but really they're not very comfortable. Like you got to admire people that actually wore wooden shoes because my God, they're not comfortable. When you get splinters.
What is the big idea with collecting the shoes? Why shoes?
I don't know. I picked up I picked up a pair when I was in Holland. And then that just sort of every time I went to Europe, if I was in Holland, I'd pick up another. And then Deborah and I went to Holland and we picked up some. And then I started seeing like wooden shoes in other places, you know. And I didn't have to go to Holland, so I started, buying those. It started kind of as a joke, and then became more of a thing. So I have like probably, 30 pairs of various. Like some of them are, like I said, the Delft ones are just tiny. And then the ones my son brought home were like that big. So they're not like, they don't take up a lot of space. And then there's like the regular size ones, but
Okay, so we need an answer from Bats as to whether that is true or whether Dennis is telling a lie.
Well, just to say it out loud, I just hope it's not true.
that's not an answer.
My gut is telling me it's true. Paul?
See, I thought there were some anomalies in this story, which lead me to believe it's false.
I'm with Paul on this. The rack in the basement, that whole thing, and the different size shoes. I thought he was swimming upstream.
Oh,
So I'm,
Like a shark and a turkey.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm outnumbered if we vote, and we're democratic people, so we shall. But I still think it's true. But that doesn't count. You guys win.
No, but in America, you hold on to that, and afterwards you can.
I can gloat.
Presidential campaign.
You can
Yeah.
say
But
that.
also, the other thing
not
is,
my vote.
in America, Rebecca's vote is actually worth less than us because we're white men.
Yeah. I'll get that.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
No, Bay Area says false. They think Dennis is lying. Dennis, is this the truth or are you telling a lie?
It's going to make William happy. It's absolutely false.
Ah!
Although now to be there is a thing, that one thing that I did say that is true is that my son did win some wooden shoes with artificial flowers in them for a debate and speech tournament in the Netherlands. That is absolutely true. And actually they've been on an episode of this show.
You don't have the little Delft ones? 'Cause
No.
I do. We hang them on our Christmas tree.
Do you?
Yeah.
Deborah and I did go to Delft, and we did pick up something. I think we picked up a clock for her parents.
Cool.
Yeah, but no. So your opinion of me, William, can remain the same. Skeptical.
All right. And the final truth and lie statement will come from the BATS team and it is from William. The statement is, in my spare time, I restore antique chairs and I own a chair that once belonged to Queen Elizabeth.
Oh.
Who's got 2 minutes?
The what?
So go
what
ahead,
kind of
Dennis.
tools do you use for refinishing?
Oh, I've got an extensive toolkit. My dad, I learned it from my dad, and he learned it from his dad. So I've got all these tools that are passed down.
Name some of the tools. I want some of the technical names of the tools.
Yeah, geez, I don't know what the technical names of the tools are.
Well, I
My
mean,
dad just taught me how to use them. Here's the thing that was interesting for me. I had to make a choice after my dad died about whether or not I was going to hold on to the old tools or allow myself to get new tools.
But
I got on
so when you go into the store and you ask for the new tools, what are you asking for?
Oh, you're asking for all kinds of things. I mean, those little sanders, just those little sander things, and the blades that cut. I don't care. I don't know what they are.
What kind of are you probably using varnishes? Or,
Right.
Yeah. Is there a particular technique that you use?
No. No, I mean, no. There's a basic technique. You sand it, and you have to sand with you got to get all the old varnish off if you're really restoring it, and then so it's progressively going finer and finer with the sand, and then you have to pull all of the dust off of it, and then you have to clean it, and then you put layers and layers and layers of stain, and then lacquer and lacquer and lacquer to get the richness out of it. So it's all about bringing out the beauty of the wood. There are lines in the wood that you have to, pull out.
So you don't use a stripper first?
I don't use a stripper. Generally, I don't use a stripper because the industry's a little broken on this. I think it damages the wood. I think it changes the chemical composition of the wood.
And what's your
How did you get it? How did you get a chair that used to belong to Queen Elizabeth? And which Queen Elizabeth did it belong to? Because there's been 2 of them.
Yeah. The recent Queen Elizabeth. This is my family is from England. The Hall family is from England, and my father's father on my father's side was a collector of antiques, and so before he died, he found himself in a position to take this chair, and he did. Is it really Queen Elizabeth's chair? I don't know.
So, as a little side note, William, you and I might be related because my grandmother's family name was Hall.
Oh, hi, cousin.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, you guys are out of time, so you're going to have to.
Yeah.
You want to see the chair?
I'm hoping this is true, but I believe it's a lie.
I feel like he's dumbing it down so that we think it's a lie, but it's actually really true.
Oh, you think he's that devious? Wait a minute.
He's that devious.
It'd say Davy Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, I think you have to make the decision here.
Ah, man. I mean, it sounds like a nice hobby. I just blades that cut troubled me.
I mean,
I'm gonna go with false.
False. Sorry,
right.
sorry, Dargie, but we're going with false
No,
because
that's
we're a
fine.
socialist country, and we always go.
With the wrong answer. Yeah.
Okay, so the Moose team is saying, oh, sorry, William would like to show us something. I think.
I'll be just back.
No, where is he going? Is
Well,
he
we
gonna
should
go-
Is
probably.
it a tool or a chair?
I don't.
No, I was lying.
Things that
I was pretty sure of that right away.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't care what the tools are called.
Have you all read Michael Ondaatje's Blades That Cut? It's a really wonderful story about the North Africa campaign, and it's
Fantastic. So that's going to bring us to the end of the Truths and Lies section. Teams are deadlocked at 19 points each. After you guys scored perfectly in the Truths and Lies round. Every single one of you got every single one of them right. Congratulations on that. Yeah.
Wow.
Way to go, teams.
And then in the first round with the hypotheticals, we had Bat scored 4 and the Moose scored 5, and then they flipped it around in 5 and 4. So we're all tied up going into the final round, which is categories.
Get on.
So what happens in categories is I'm going to give the players the name of a category, and they are going to tell me things that would fit in that, whether it's something someone would say or whether it's a statement, some kind of verbal response. And they're going to do that. They're going to let me know they have one by putting their hand up so that I can see them. They're going to do it in front of them so that I can see it. And I will make sure that everyone who puts their hand up has a chance to say something. You can go more than once. If I think the thing you said is funny or I enjoyed it, if it's clever, I'm going to give it 2 points. If it's not or it isn't, I'm not going to give it any points. And then and we'll find out. This will be the deciding round, guys. It's going to come down to this. So I hope you're ready. Get on your bikes. The first category is unhelpful things to say in a crisis. Rob.
just calm down.
Dargie.
Cheryl, let me explain why this is happening.
Paul.
It's a hoax.
Dennis.
And now a message from the President of the United States. Sorry.
Well, that would be from Canada. That's the last part. Rebecca.
That looks like it really hurts.
William.
Can we just witness what's happening here? Can we just take a moment and just see? What is happening?
Rebecca.
Your pain is making me feel bad.
Rob, did you have one or? Nope. Dennis.
Stop testing, and then we'll have less cases.
Paul.
Historically, we've been told that these kind of things will just work themselves out.
True. It's all true.
William.
I know exactly what you're going through. Let me tell you about a time that this happened to me.
Rob.
Do you ask yourself how you manifested this?
Fantastic. Okay, let's move on. The second. Oh, do you have another one, William?
Would you be willing to take a short survey after?
Oh. Okay, the next category will be rejected slogans for fast food chains. So these would be slogans that, and you could say the name of the chain if you wish or not. I don't know. It might not be relevant in your answer. Dennis.
So greasy, you'll want to lick your fingers. And that's good, right?
Rob.
Burger King, get it in you.
No one could feel. Dargie.
McDonald's, you can't beat our meat.
Ugh.
William.
Our drive-thru is so fast you can't fall asleep in your car.
Dennis.
Try our new plant-based salads.
Paul.
We're pretty sure it's meat.
Dargie.
Bambi patties. They're Venice yum.
William.
Hey, it's fast and it's cheap.
Rebecca.
So spicy it burns twice.
Dennis.
Just like a heart attack, our burgers are a big deal.
Okay. Moving into the final question. I'm not going to tell you who's ahead, but one team is ahead by just 2 points right now. It's that
Ooh,
close.
exciting.
The final category is rejected exam questions. So these would be questions that would have been on an exam had they not been rejected. Dennis.
Who put the ram in the Ramalama Ding Dong?
William.
Would you be willing to take a short survey?
Is that it? Is that Rob?
Possible responses: A, B, B, A, C, D, E, all of the above. D, E.
Dennis.
Who? Who are you? Who?
Ooh. Rebecca.
Who let the dogs out?
William.
Answer the question you think we're going to ask you.
Oh, yeah.
Rebecca.
How heavy is the sun?
Dennis.
Where's the beef?
Alberta.
Yeah.
William.
This is lame. Do you believe the Earth is round, flat, other? Please explain.
Okay. Is that it? Okay. Well, this is awkward, guys. We are still tied.
What? Damn.
We need another round of this.
Hey, you got another category?
Each team scored
Another
26 points there.
Wow.
I have an optical illusion.
It'd be polite if we left it like that.
So we are tied 45 to. Oh, that was pretty good, Rebecca.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Moomin shunts.
Movement shots. What year was
Just
it?
like Moomin Shots.
I don't know.
Oh, she's coming
Okay,
back.
we
Oh, she's
are
coming.
we are tied at 45 points apiece. So in the past, we have either gone with a single response from each team to another category, or we've just left it as a tie. I'm going to leave it to the two teams to determine what will happen.
Well, I'm okay with a tie. I think that's, a nice unifying.
They did
result.
win the previous match, and I'm not sure I can walk away without at least the potential of having a win here.
Wow.
I need something.
Okay. All right.
All
I
right.
need something.
Okay.
Given the choice to keep playing or not play,
Yeah, that's basically it.
keep playing.
All right.
Wait.
I am
Okay.
going to
Oh,
list of questions. And
So we're going to have one response. Is that?
yeah,
the
so
deal?
each team kind of has to pick someone to
Okay.
deliver their response. It's easier on me that way. I only have to decide between two.
All right.
Okay.
They got an extra player on their team, Dave.
Oh, yeah. That got Don Cherry in a lot of trouble.
All right. So the category is going to be, and you guys can decide right now who's gonna give your line.
William.
What? No, you've been hot all night.
You have.
And Rob, I'm going to have to suggest Dennis's puppet. I'm not sure what his name is, though.
Yeah, we'll go with young Ebenezer.
this is young Ebenezer.
Oh, Young Emily. Oh.
Don't you recognize him?
No, not really.
Well, it was a memorable show.
And we'll go with floating head.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Floating head Rebecca.
This is Ebenezer.
Floating head. versus
And-
Young Ebenezer.
The category will be TV show titles that never made it to air. I need the best title for a TV show that never made it to air. That will determine the winner.
Starsky and Trevor.
All right.
Oh. Our kind neighbors to the north.
Wow, that felt a little like they were throwing it there, guys. I'm going to have to give it to the Moose team.
Yay!
So the Moose team takes this match 145 to 45.
Whoa!
Oh, we really lost.
Tiebreaker questions are always worth 100 points. There is no room for
That's really a good idea.
for discussion after the tiebreaker is done. Well, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of the Department of Moose Information. This is the show we've been putting on while we're unable to do live shows. So thank you for hanging out with us. It keeps us a little sharp. Hopefully you guys are still laughing. And when we're able to bring you live shows, we'll be back doing that. There is a link at the bottom of the screen where if you'd like to go and donate a few dollars to buy a virtual ticket, we'd super appreciate that. Helps us keep the lights on and pay for everything. A lot of our income comes from ticket sales, which we can't do right now. So anyways, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you to our special guests from Bay Area Theater Sports. Good night.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.